How we doing? How we doing? Hey, we stay cool out here today or what? You guys don't have fans? You guys sneak in that cool room at all? That's a game changer. That's what y'all got to hang out in. If I were you guys.
What do you think of that cool room?
It's pretty cool. That was ridiculous. Yeah, no pun intended. It's amazing though, especially after a long hot practice. Get in there, you know what I mean? Cool the central nervous system down, whatever it is. So.
Have you noticed a difference, like when you come out of there?
Feel refreshed. It's like, remember those old like Peppermint Patty commercials? You take a bite and then you end up on that mountaintop. That's like how I feel when I go in there, to be honest. So it's very refreshing.
Snow on that mountain? Like,
yeah, absolutely. It snows in there sometimes.
How has this camp been for you? Kind of being part of drills, then maybe taking a couple of vet days off, sort of thing. How's that been for you?
Even though I take some vet days, it's not a day off. I'm still getting mental reps in. Still, visualizing my techniques and helping some of the younger guys and helping the rest of the O-line and, doing all that good stuff. Because at the end of the day, our mission is just to be, the best version of ourselves day in and day out. And even when I get those vet days, I still need to find a way to get 1% better,
With right tackles, playing against like a bigger right guard, it seems to be really, really beneficial. How has Robert kind of helped as you guys get acclimated to each other?
Robert's been great. I love working with him. I think he's a tremendous football player. And, I feel like we're, really growing chemistry through OTAs and the beginning of preseason here. And, just excited for the games to start with him. We're just taking it one day at a time,
Terry, you saw Jadavian. You were not practicing, I guess, on Thursday, but you saw Jadavian really having a big day out there. What's it been like going up against him?
It's a great player. I'm getting better from him day in and day out. Obviously, he's just been lined up with the right tackle predominantly. So I embrace that challenge, and I appreciate him because the harder these practices are, the easier Sundays will be. So it's been great, and not only is he a great football player, great guy. It's been a pleasure getting to know him, and I love competing with him day in and day out. And he's part of that getting 1% better, and I hope I'm doing the same for him.
What about his skills? And who would you compare him to as far as his rush?
Comparing to who?
That's what I'm asking.
Who is he compared to? I think he's a one-of-a-kind rusher. Definitely brings a lot of different looks, and which I appreciate because it means I have to anchor down, for the bull rush, be finesseful for the finesse rushes, what have you, and getting those different rushes, just more and more opportunities for me to get more prepared for the Sundays.
So you had OTAs, mini camps under your belt now, and a little bit of training camp. What are you, anything in particular you're seeing different about Bryce or notice anything different about him?
I love to see the growth day in and day out, and I believe he's a tremendous leader, and he's really stepped into that role, and I love playing with him, love working with him, and I just want to do my best for him and help the rest of the line as much as I can so we can all be at our best so he can play at his best, right? We're all in this together at the end of the day. So
say, guys are stepping into that role of leader. Can you give us an example, like what that means? He's some examples. Just making sure we all come in, I guess, with juice, right? We all come in with a head on straight, making sure that we're all where we're supposed to be, stuff like that, and just making sure if he feels energy down, he's bringing us up, like today. So, little things like that, it makes a big difference, especially when it's from, QB1. So, like I said before, I'm happy to be working with him. I'm excited about the future.
When you look at Austin moving to center, what have you seen from him as he, learns a new position and kind of is leading that offensive line now?
Austin? Yeah, he's very smart. I think he stepped into the center position great. And I love working with him. It was obviously I know him pretty well. Last couple of years we called each other Salt and Pepper. You can probably figure out why, but it's him moving into center. It's been great, and love him and excited about the season with him.
Going back to Bryce, kind of bringing guys up. Dave mentioned that things were a little flat to start off today. That Bryce and DB kind of got y'all going. What was that message from the two of them?
Just we gotta bring a game day. The day off's over. Let's rock today. These days of practice, and I've seen it over the years. It just gets shorter and shorter. Now I'm getting vet days too. It's like you cannot
you can't afford to take any days off, and I think that was the biggest message, right? Because the first preseason game will be here before you know it. The regular season will be here before you know it, and we need to make sure that we're firing on all cylinders. So it's it's such a blessing, such an opportunity to come out day in and day out and just be able to wear it, even if it's practically an NFL uniform, and play the sport we all loved growing up to play. And that's something that, as a team, we can never take for granted, an opportunity to get better at something like this.
Well, on the offensive line, there's always talk about cohesion and chemistry. When you add 2 new guys like you have this season, what does that process look like, and where are you guys in that process?
I think we're coming along great. I'm the type of guy that never is satisfied with anything, and I'm sure they're not either. They give me that kind of vibe. So it's something that, even if it's good, let's build it great. Let's build it to elite, right? And it's just let's just, like I said before, continue to get better and better and better. But I do feel like up front we're taking steps in the right direction, which I love. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and just back to the point of taking these practices for granted, we can't afford to, and that's why. I'm loving the process, though. It's been a great.
Biggest offensive line you played on?
I never thought of it, but probably is. Got some big boys in the middle. Nicky's big. I put on some weight myself, man. So I'm excited. It's the jersey. That's all it is. It hides all this, but it's there.
How much weight did you put on?
A little bit, 10, 15 pounds. Enough to anchor on these bull rushes, move some people.
What have you seen from Icky so far this offseason?
Seen a lot of growth, a lot of development. He comes in with the right intent day in and day out. He's focused, and he's been a pleasure to work with this whole offseason, and just excited to just continue to work with him and see him turn into the best version of himself.
You've worked with a lot of offensive line coaches in your career. All of them seem to be interesting guys. What's interesting about Joe?
Joe, I have seen a lot of interesting O-linemen, even back to my high school days. There's just something about O-line coaches. I don't know what it is, but I might have to get back to you on just something that pops out about him, like in a weird aspect. But what I do appreciate about him is, his attention to detail. And it's pretty cool. It's the first time my whole career I've had just a specific tackles coach. So is this, you're getting a little bit more one-on-one action. Like he's just talking to me and Nick when we're in there versus an O-line coach who has to talk to all 5 guys, which, I appreciate, helping me just dial in my attention to detail a little more. And just it's great to get his perspective. Obviously, I believe he's a tremendous offensive tackle coach, and it's been a pleasure working with him.
How often you hear Canales and the other coaches tell you guys we want the run game to set the tone for what we're trying to do here?
I love it. I've been saying it for years. Whatever play is called, it's above my pay grade. But we all love running the rock. That's just the online staple. I love running it, and it's something that, like I said with the practices, you can't afford to take those opportunities to run the ball for granted. And we want to make people, pay up front in the run game, playing the play out. And I'm excited about it. But at the end of the day, whatever play's called, you just got to execute it to the best of my ability.
Is that being drilled into you guys? How much more is it being drilled into you now than it has been other?
Running the ball? That's hard to compare it to the past, but I do know it is something that's important, obviously, and it's something we don't take for granted. So I'm excited about whatever play is called at the end of the day. So.
Thank you, Timo.
Thanks, guys.